All right, section 5.7 is sales tax, discounts, and commissions. And so what we have here is we have a formula for sales tax and total price. So it says our sales tax is equal to our tax rate times our purchase price, and our total price is equal to the purchase price plus our sales tax. So the first problem we have here says if the sales tax rate is 6%, find the sales tax on a microwave oven priced at $188. I know we're trying to find the sales tax because that's what it's telling me here. So I'm going to go ahead and use that first formula. Typically what I do is I sort of write an abbreviated version of it. So I say sales tax equals tax rate times my purchase price. So I'm looking for my sales tax. My tax rate is 6%. As a decimal, that's 0.06 times my purchase price. The microwave oven is $188. What I need to do now is I need to take my calculator and take 0.06 times 188, and I'm coming up with my sales tax is $11.28. All right, let's try the next one. The next one says a stereo system has a purchase price of $426. What is the total price? The sales tax rate is 8%. So now I'm looking for the total price. The total price says the purchase price plus the sales tax. I don't know the sales tax. I know the sales tax rate. So that means I need to use my first formula again to find my sales tax. Then I can use that and find my total price. So again, my formula is sales tax equals tax rate times my purchase price. So my sales tax is, my tax rate is 8%. As a decimal, that's 0.08. My stereo costs $426. So again, I'll take my calculator, 0.08 times 426. I'm coming up with $34.08. Now, if I want to find my total price, I need to add those two numbers together. So I need to take $34.08 and add it to 426, and I'm coming up with $460.08. All right, let's scroll down a little further here. And the next problem here says the sales tax on the purchase of a $6,800 used car is $374. Find the sales tax rate. Okay, same formula. Sales tax equals tax rate times my purchase price. So I know that my sales tax is $374. I don't know my tax rate, so I'm going to leave that part alone. My purchase price of my car is $6,800. So I need to get my tax rate by itself. Since it's being multiplied, I need to divide both sides by 6,800. So I'm going to take 374 divided by 6,800. That's going to give me my tax rate. So I'll take my calculator, 374 divided by 6,800. And so my tax rate I'm coming up with is 0.055. But if I change that to a percent, that should be 5.5%. All right, let's take a look at the next problem. It says the sales tax on the purchase of a futon is $24.25. If the sales tax is 5%, find the purchase price of the futon. All right, so I'm going to keep using my same formula. Sales tax equals tax rate times my purchase price. And so my sales tax is $24.25. My tax rate is 5%, so as a decimal, that's 0.05 times my purchase price. So I need to get my purchase price by itself, so I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 0.05. So if I take my calculator again, and I take $24.25, and I divide it by 0.05, I'm coming up with the purchase price being $485. All right. And so the next problem I have here says a cell phone costs $210, a battery is 15, or a battery charger, I'm sorry, is 15, and batteries are $5. What's the sales tax and the total price for purchasing these items if the sales tax rate is 7%? Our first step, we should go ahead and add up each of those costs. So 210 plus 15 plus 5, okay, so we're spending a total of $230. Okay, so let's go ahead and write down my formula. Sales tax equals tax rate times my purchase price. So my sales tax is, my tax rate is 7%, 0.07 times 230. So 230 times 0.07 is $16.10. So now my total price, if this is my tax and this is how much we're spending, should be $246.10. All right, the second part here of 5.7 deals with discounts. All right, so it says discount and sale price. It says the amount of the discount is equal to the discount rate times the original price, and my sale price is my original price minus the amount of my discount. First thing I want to do here is I want to take a look at all these percents, and I want to write them as decimals. So this would be 0.10, 0.20, 0.50, 0.40. The way I'm going to find the amount of the discount, I'm going to go ahead and multiply. So I take 89 times 0.10, that's $8.90. 74 times 0.20, that's $14.80. 196.50 times 0.50 is $98.25. And $110.60 times 0.40 is $44.24. Now, to find my sale price, I'm just going to subtract those numbers. I'm going to take this number here and subtract that number there. So if I take $89 minus $8.90, I now have $80.10 here. If I take 74 minus $14.80, I have $59.20. If I take 196.50 and I subtract $98.25, I should still have $98.25 because that was a 50% discount. So we saved half, but we had to pay half. And finally, $110.60 minus $44.24 leaves me with $66.36. All right. Discounts are pretty straightforward. So let's take a look at these next three problems, still dealing with discounts. It says a $4,295 designer dress is on sale for 30% off. Find the amount of the discount and the sale price. Okay, so we're going to take 0.030 times $42.95. That's going to tell me how much money we're going to save, times 0.30. So we're going to save $1,288.50. That's the amount of my discount. Now, my sale price, I need to take the $4,295 minus the $1,288.50. And so now we only have to pay only $3,006.50. Do you love me? Buy me a dress. All right. Let's take a look at the next one. It says a $90 calculator is on sale for 10% off. Find the amount of the discount and the sale price. Okay, so 10% as the decimals, 0.10 times 90, we're going to save $9. So my sale price, if my calculator used to cost $90 and I'm getting a $9 discount, I now only have to pay $81. All right. And the last problem with discount says a $3,000 mink coat is on sale for 30% off. Find the discount and the sale price. So 30%, 0.30 times 3,000 should be giving us 900. Now, the sale price is going to be 3,000 minus 900. That should be 2,100. All right, the last part of 5.7 deals with commission. And so we have a formula here. It says commission equals commission rate times the sales. So just like we did in the sales tax problems, I'm going to go ahead and write a brief little formula. Commission equals commission rate times my sales. The first problem here says Rosie Davis Smith is a beauty consultant for a home cosmetic business. She's paid a commission rate of 12.8%. Find her commission if she sold $1,638 in cosmetics last month. So, we're trying to find her commission. So her commission is going to be equal to her commission rate. 12.8% as a decimal, 0.128 times the amount of her sales, 1,638. So her commission is going to be equal to 0.128 times $1,638. Her commission, if you notice on your calculator, you should be coming up with 209.664. We need to round to the nearest penny. Means we need to have exactly 2 decimal places to my right. So that would be 66, because the number after the 6 is a 4, so I can't round that second 6 up. All right, now let's try the next one. It says Frankie Lopez sold $9,638 of jewelry this week. Find her commission for the week if she receives a commission rate of 5.6%. All right, I'll do this one the same way. Commission equals commission rate times my sales. So her commission rate is 5.6%. As a decimal, that's 0.056 times her sales, $9,638. So again, I'll take my calculator, 0.056 times 9638. Again, I'm going to round this one, and so I'm coming up with $539. And this one would actually be 73 cents, because again, if you look at your calculator, you should be getting 539.728. Since the number to the right of a 2 is a 8, we need to round that 2 up to a 3. Okay. So the next one here says a salesperson earned a commission of $35.75 for selling $32,500 worth of books. Find the commission rate. All right, I'm still going to use my same formula, but I don't know the commission rate. We know the commission is $35.75. We don't know the commission rate. We do know that they sold $32,500 worth of books. This is being multiplied, so we want to do the opposite, which is to divide. So I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to take $35.75 divided by 32,500, and I'm coming up with 0.11. Remember, 0.11 is the same thing as 11%. All right, so the last problem that I have here in 5.7 says a real estate agent earned a commission of $5,565 for selling a house. If his rate is 3%, find the selling price of the house. Okay, so again, we'll do the same thing. Commission equals commission rate times the sales. The realtor received $5,565. His commission rate is 3%, 0.03 times, we don't know how much that house sold for, that's what we're trying to find. So I need to get rid of my 0.03. I can do that by dividing, okay, 0.03. So I'm going to take my calculator, 5565 divided by 0.03, and that house sold for $185,500. As you go through the sales tax, discount, and commission problems, I want you to know that there's a pattern. We're multiplying, and in sales tax we're adding, and discounts we're subtracting, okay?